everyone, and welcome to the NFL version of ProLine Direct from Las Vegas, the gaming capital of the world. It's Week 17 of the NFL season. I'm John Cran, joined by Las Vegas handicappers Hollis Barnhart and Zach Simony. Going to take a look at the upcoming games for the final weekend of the regular season. First, to tell you what we have going on. Harvard, remarkable run all football season, 69-39 record from the start of the season. What do you have coming up for this weekend?
Well, first of all, on that 69-39, kudos to my little team and the information I get and some of the runners I have. But, also I think Zach will be hearing a little bit more about his record. I think his record's even better than mine. But 64%, I was telling Zach the other day, years ago at the Hilton contest for the all the world champs get together there and they pick 7 games every week. If you ever hit 62.5%, they used to give you $250,000 bonus. And information's a lot better now than it was, 15, 20 years ago and stuff like that. So I guess the percentages have creeped up a little bit. But I'm right there with, that 64%. Had a nice week last week. And this week I got an exciting offer. I love when they have some big bowl games to focus on and a couple real key games in the NFL. But I've got a bowl bonanza going. The Holiday Bowl with USC and Nebraska is going to be one of my favorite plays. Also the Independence Bowl, Miami and South Carolina. I'm going to be putting those 2 games out this Saturday. And then there's 3 games for Sunday. And one of them, I got to tell you this one, guys. You might want to just pencil this one in, jump on it before lines move and things like that, but stay in touch. The one and only game of the year, the NFL game of the year. This is the game that, you kind of wait all year long for. It's the biggest point spread winner of the year, hopefully the granddaddy of them all. And who knows granddad like me, I got 14 grandkids. But this week there's going to be 5 games in total, 2 Saturday, 3 on Sunday, 4-1 or 5-0, or I'm going to give you all the bowl games through December the 31st, so the rest of the year on that guarantee, the remainder. And it's only $69. That's what, $13 a game for you math majors? But let's get on that. Go to jimfeist.com. All games will be rated either 5-star, 7-star, or 10-star. There's no small plays on this package. 5 games, 5 winners, 5 big plays, and I look forward to playing those games myself.
Well, I'm the furthest thing from a math major. Well, let's talk to a guy who might be very good with math, and that is Zach Simony. Zach, NFL season 39-21-1. Your college football run of 40-25. And before the college basketball season started, you told me that that's your best sport. You have delivered 49-14 run in college hoops. Congratulations, and how can folks get aboard for this weekend?
This weekend in the NFL, I should have 3 to 4 games. Week 17 is one of those weeks that to find value with the poor matchups, you have to look ahead. So there's teams that are going to play past their level they've played for the first 16 weeks because they want their position jobs. There's a lot of evaluation going on going into the off season before those cuts happen in late February after the Super Bowl. So look out for those type of teams like Jacksonville, Tennessee, and with teams with coaches on the hot seat and teams with positions unsettled. So that'll be something to look out for. Bowl games. I've only released 1 bowl game so far, but I will be having my top 7 bowl game release package on December 26th, the day after Christmas. The reason for that is I've hated bowl games up to that time frame because from December 19th, 20th when they start to now, there's 6-6, 7-5 teams. Bowl expansion keeps happening, and you're seeing more and more teams in these bowls that shouldn't be in. So I will have my top 7 bowl games being released on jimfeist.com. Basic packages, that 7-game bowl package will probably be $99, and my football package will be $55 to $65.
All right, and Jim Feist is very happy this week. He's off that NFL Game of the Year Sunday. That was the Seattle Seahawks, 35-6. He has his NFL Total of the Year going this weekend. It's up and available now, $79 online. However, if you want to get it directly from Jim's office at a discount, it's only $39 by calling his office. It's 1-866-841-1655. It's also available now at jimfeist.com. All right, the first game on the board, we've got the Lions playing at the Packers on Sunday. Green Bay, 7.5-point favorite, up to 8. And the early money has been on Green Bay, approximately 74%. This is an NFC North showdown for the division title, a potential number 1 or number 2 seed at stake as well, which is the bye week. Lions ending the season here with 2 straight road games. Their defense has been phenomenal, second in the NFL in points allowed. But you got this Packers team that is second in the NFL in points scored. We're going to have some decent weather, actually, for Sunday. It's going to be cold, 22 degrees at Lambeau Field, but it's going to be sunny and very little wind. And these teams did meet back in September. Lions won 19-7. So Harvard, they took that first meeting. Detroit did. Can they do it again on the road?
Well, it seems like, a century ago since they played. I mean, any game there's nothing to really look at this rematch other than the fact the score. Is there any revenge or anything like that? No, there's none of that stuff. So don't go in, this is a revenge game or a rematch game. 19-7, like John said. Let's look at what have you done for me lately? Here's the situation. Who couldn't imagine Green Bay just going up and down the field with their weapons and, Aaron Rodgers? I mean, we can all imagine that. On the other hand, I think what really is going to happen is they're going to go back to 2 weeks ago and see what did Buffalo do that we can do same or better. And that's put some pressure on Rodgers. Sue and their defensive line, they're pretty much just like the Buffalo defensive line. Their defense is number 2. If their defense was like number 20 to 30, I would think that there's a lot of games that you just wouldn't understand what to do and you wouldn't have the talent to match it. Well, that's not the case with Detroit. They understand defense. They understand any schemes that are set up. They understand what Rodgers is doing since they play him all the time. They got so much tape. All they have to do is interject what Buffalo did and pretty much just they're the number 2 defense, allowing 17 points a game. That's not going to change. When you're going into the last game of the year, and no matter who you play, within the division, non-conference, road games, home games, weather games, whatever it is, they're still only allowing 17 points, 16.8 points. Now, the last thing is I hate to bet these big, high-profile games when the money is all on the public. And here's what you can tell. I don't know how many people follow the money out there, but I do. And I don't just follow that it was 80%, because a lot of 80%ers win if it stays there. But when I see it go from 80 down to 74, that's a buyback from the smart money, and then it goes back to 80. And it gets filled in with more public money, and then the sharps, they buy it again. And it steps up. This game's going to go even higher than 8, because there's more public people that think Green Bay at home laying 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9. They don't care. So let's look and see that line go up to probably 8.5 to 9, unless the sharps really start buying a lot more back and take Detroit plus the points.
All right, this Packer offense has been sensational. They're facing this Lions team that has been covering numbers of late, 3-6 against the spread. Detroit also 11-3 under the total with that defense. But boy, this Green Bay offense, 7th in the NFL in passing. They're 11th in rushing. They've been dominant at home. They have some trouble on the road at times, but they're 7-0 straight up at home, 5-1-1 against the spread, and they've been covering numbers at home for a while, which would also explain that 33-16-2 spread run. So, Zach, can they continue that home dominance?
Yeah, I do like Green Bay in this matchup. Detroit's defense, they are above average defense, like House was mentioning, but let's not forget they're in a division that has Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback, 2 games there. Chicago, 2 games there with Jimmy Clausen and Jay Cutler. They played Kyle Orton and the Buffalo Bills. They played Ryan Tannehill. They played teams in that division there, so they've had a lot of games in there that kind of should shift your thoughts a little bit on their defense, because they've had their issues, even against Arizona with Drew Stanton at quarterback. So there's a 7th quarterback that is a below-average quarterback. So I think Aaron Rodgers, they're ready for this matchup. They played their poorest game of the season on the road against Detroit in that 19-7 loss. And I like the way Green Bay's defense has matured as the season has progressed. And one thing I'm also noticing right now, Eddie Lacy, he's right there up there in the top 5 with running backs. He's really starting to mature on the football field. Green Bay's giving him the ball more. And that game against Buffalo was lost because they did not dedicate their offensive balance to running the football. He was averaging 9 yards a carry. For some reason, they stopped running the football. But I like Green Bay in this one on both sides of the football, and maybe even in the special teams aspect of things. In the last note on this, Matthew Stafford, you might as well label him the Tony Romo of December, because he crumbles. He's a poor quarterback in December, and I think he has a poor game.
You think it'll be as bad as Jay Cutler?
Not that bad, but it'll be gruesome if you are buying the Lions there.
So you think the Detroit defense is a little bit overrated? Because when they played a passing team like New England, Patriots had no trouble carving up that secondary.
Yeah, and like I said, they've had 7 to 8 game matchups, that you really have to shift your thoughts a little bit with those 2 games against the Bears, 2 games against the Vikings, the game against the Cardinals with Drew Stanton, AFC East opponents in the Jets, Dolphins, Bills. Probably the top 8 to 9 worst quarterbacks in the football NFL this year.
And that Buffalo game, I don't know that it was so much that Lacey didn't run that much. You know, they had 7 dropped passes. In fact, there was one huge drop pass in the end zone that could have changed the whole complexion. But was it drop passes because they were uncatchable, or was it drop passes because the receivers had footsteps in their brains, knowing that they were just going to get smacked around by that Detroit defense? And that can put a lot of fear into you.
Well, I'll take a look at the total, and that would be a lower scoring game. It's going to be cold, of course. The first game was indoors, and it was still a 19-7 final. The strength of that Detroit defense is up front. They do have the potential to put some pressure on Aaron Rodgers. In that first game, the Lions had 3 turnovers on offense and still won the game. Finally, the last 5 meetings between these teams, 4-1 under the total. I'll take a lean toward the under.